Hey, what's up, peeps? It's your boy PC Williams coming to y'all live again. Another great Monday. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Had some great games this weekend, man. Got a lot to get into today, man. So, like I said, it's 1K Sports. It's uncut, unbiased, unfiltered, unapologetic. So, let's get it cracking, baby. Well, before I get into the sports, as you all know, legendary Grammy Award winning, rapper Lil Wayne, known as Tunchi, Weezy, whatever y'all want to call him. He dropped the Carter 5 this weekend. It's been long overweighted. I've been waiting for it personally. I'm a big Lil Wayne fan. I think he's one of the greatest ever to ever pick up a mic, man. So, I was very impressed by the album. Me personally, I think Carter 5 was a good project. I think, comparing this Carter to the Carter 1 or 2 or 3 or even 4, it's kind of a double-edged sword because you got to think about it. Carter 1 was a generational classic. That was the bomb. Carter 2 was great. Carter 3 actually turned Wayne into an international Grammy Award winning superstar. So that was a monster in itself. Carter 4, was the follow up to Carter 3. So, when you're following greatness, it's always hard like that. So overall, I think the album was not a classic, but a pretty good record by Wayne. At this point in Wayne's career, he has nothing to prove to me. I never thought he was a top 5 all time, maybe, top 10, top 15, just from my standpoint. But it was a pretty good album, man. My favorite song was the Kendrick Lamar joint, Mona Lisa. That went hard. God Took His Time. That was dope. The track with Snoop Dogg, I can't say the name of it, but Can't Be Broken, just a pretty good album, man. So I was impressed. Wayne still got it, man. But at this point, man, his career is pretty much signed, sealed, and delivered. But I want to say something real quick, man, to all the Kevin Gates fans. Stop it. On Kevin Gates' best day, he would never be Lil Wayne. Kevin Gates could hire Nas as his writer, and he'll never be Lil Wayne. So y'all stop all that. I understand the new school is picking up momentum, but let's stop it. Kevin Gates would never be Lil Wayne. So just want to get that out there real quick before we got started. Shout out to Lil Wayne. Great album, man. Kevin Gates' album was dope, but you're not Lil Wayne. So let's stop it. All right, baby. Y'all know why I'm here. Let's talk some sports. College football picking up speed, man. We're in week 5 now. Things starting to position out. Top 25 starting to look a little more legit. All the teams that I feel are not so good are being exposed. We still got some teams out there we still got to keep an eye on. But my takeaway from this past weekend and what it proved to me, the SEC is still the most dominant conference in all of college football. I don't care. Pac-12, Big 10, Big 12, ACC, Mountain West, SWAC, WAC, MAC, whatever. The SEC is the best conference. And we find this out year in and year out. And it's not all because of Alabama. Let's face it. The biggest games, Roll Tide, my man, Big Ron, right, from Boston. Go Red Sox, Roll Tide. What's going on, Big Dog? But the SEC right now, as we speak, they have 3 top 5 teams. Alabama, of course, number 2, Georgia, number 5, LSU. The SEC also has a team in the top 10, Auburn, and their only loss was to LSU. Then you got Kentucky, surprise, surprise, in the top 15. What's up, Eddie B, my man, Eddie B? My dog going on by, my whole life, man, about 10 years straight, man. We've been going hard. So, my man, Eddie B, I love you, dog. What's going on, man? Eddie B from Duval County. What's happening, man? But, yeah, go Noles, man. Y'all gonna be all right, Eddie B. My man, Eddie B is a Florida State fan. Y'all gonna be pretty good, man. Don't worry about it. My man, Darnell Stemp Grant from down there in good old down there in good old Winter Haven, down there in Polk County. My man, Stamp, what's going on? Hey, I picked the Hurricanes to win the ACC and go to the playoffs, man. So, after LSU, I wasn't so sold on them, man. But right now, they looking good. Got some big tests coming up. Clemson, like I said before before the season, man. Clemson, I just have a feeling that they're gonna take some steps back. Florida State's going through a new transition right now. Louisville is no good, so I feel like the ACC is wide open for the Hurricanes to win. So I'm still riding strong with my pick of the Hurricanes to win the ACC and keep doing their thing, man. So, but yeah, and you have, like, back to the SEC, you also have the Florida Gators, who a lot of people have written off because of their loss to Kentucky, but come to find out, Kentucky is legit, and that's Florida's only loss so far. So, you damn right, my man, Big Ron from Boston, man. And it's crazy every year. The SEC, it's like, oh well, it's Bama's conference. Oh, it's Bama. They making y'all look good. Well, hell, let's break it down right now. All right, the SEC biggest problem is Alabama. The best team of this past decade, probably the best team ever, resides in the SEC. I mean, so you mean to tell me back in the day when Miami was winning national championships that Florida State was garbage and Virginia Tech was garbage? No, you had guys like Anquan Bolden and Michael Vick, the heart and soul of those teams. The only issue was you couldn't get past Miami. Auburn's not trash. LSU, they got a top 5 defense every year. They finally have an offense right now. They're ranked number 5 in the country. That's not nothing to be ashamed of. You just can't beat Alabama. There's no shame in the SEC not being able to dethrone Alabama. What about the Pac-12? Back in the day when USC was running and gunning, does that mean that Arizona State and Cal was all horrible and not so good? No, you had great guys like Aaron Rodgers and Marshawn Lynch, and you had guys like, Andrew Luck and Richard Sherman coming through Stanford. So it wasn't that these guys suck. It's like, hey, it's just not your time right now. So that's the SEC's biggest problem, is that Alabama resides in the SEC. But let's break this down, because I don't want to go too far back into history. So I'll go back to 2006 when it all started. So since 2006, the SEC has 9 national championships. 9 of them. Since 2006, they got 9 national championships. Now, Bama does have 5 of those 9. So let's take away Bama's 5. Let's pretend Bama doesn't exist. Bama's national championships, all 5 of them, let's erase them all right now. Guess what? The SEC still has 4. The Big Ten has 1, and the ACC has 2. So, even with Alabama's national championships not being a factor in this conversation, the SEC still has more national championships over the last decade plus. And you look at the Big Ten, their one national championship came from Urban Meyer, a SEC school disciple who won 2 at Florida. So the SEC is all over the place, even in these victories. Think about it. Who did Ohio State beat to get to the national championship? Alabama. And the ACC has 2 national champions, Florida State in 2013 and Clemson 2016. Who did Florida State beat? They beat Auburn. Who did Clemson beat? They beat Alabama. So all these teams that have championships since 2006, whether it be in the playoff or the national championship game itself, they had to go through an SEC team to get there. So, I mean, I understand Alabama's dominant. We all know this. But at what point do you say, okay, Bama hasn't won every national championship since 2006. Who's won the most? It's still the SEC. The SEC is the most dominant conference. Get over it, all right? Last year's national championship game was 2 teams from the SEC. The SEC championship this year, the championship game for the SEC will probably be a quarterfinal game for the college football playoff because the winner of that game is going to the playoffs. We know this. So the SEC is where it's at, man. Get over it. All right. To all my fathers out there, all my mothers, you know how when you first have your kid and they be in that newborn phase, they be so small you can hold them right here, man. You know, just the most beautiful thing you ever seen in your life. But then they turn 2, and they turn 3, and they turn 4, and you got crayon marks on your big screen TV, and you got, you know, missing jewelry, and you got missing stuff in the house because they've grown up. They put their big boy pants on, so the goo goo gaga phase is over with. And that's how I feel about Penn State and James Franklin. Yes, we all know what Penn State was before James Franklin got there. Jerry Sandusky had pretty much trashed that program with the sexual abuse of the kids and everything like that. You know, and it was some dark days. You know, Jumper turned out his whole legacy and everything just washed all to hell because of the controversy that was going on. So Penn State was in bad shape for a long time. Then Bill O'Brien comes in, you know, changes everything around, gets it back on track. He goes to the NFL, rightfully so. Then you have James Franklin come in, and he's done a great job. He has won a Big Ten championship. You know, he did beat Ohio State 2 years ago. But I'm at a point now where I feel like, hey, at some point, James Franklin has to be held accountable for these big losses. That's back to back. That's 2 losses that you've had to Ohio State in which you had double-digit leads. Last year in Ohio State, you had double-digit lead, and you let J.T. Barrett, who can't throw, come back and beat you throwing the football. But hey, that's Ohio State in Ohio State. No shame in that. This year in Happy Valley. Now, me personally, I feel like Death Valley, LSU at night, that's the toughest place to play in the country. That's just my opinion. But most folks would tell you when you play Penn State at night, when they have the whiteout, that's hard to win. And Penn State lost again in front of their home fans after a big hyped up game against a big time opponent. So at some point, I'm looking at James Franklin and I'm saying, okay, James, when are you going to start winning these big games? When are you going to start winning against Ohio State? Yeah, you beat them 2 years ago, but we looked at it as an upset. Oh my God, Penn State beat Ohio State. Upset, right? Well, now James Franklin is no longer an upset anymore. You are now expected to beat Ohio State. Urban Meyer is game planning for you. And Urban Meyer continues to coach circles around you. You got, yes, James Franklin, you won the Big Ten 2 years ago. Yes, your team is a force to be reckoned with. Yes, Trace McSorley, who I love, by the way. I love the dude's grit. He's a winner. Yes, Trace McSorley is a Heisman contender. But you have to start winning big games, James Franklin. You can't just continue to be the good coach who everyone loves and the adorable ball-headed guy over there in Penn State who helped turn that troubled program around. At some point, you have to start winning big games. You got to start beating Urban Meyer. And you got to start doing it right away, because until then, you'll always be that cute, adorable Penn State coach. It's time to put your big boy pants on, James Franklin, and start winning some of these big games. You're on national TV now. College Game Day came to Happy Valley to see y'all play, to broadcast your game as the game of the week. You're on the big stage now, James Franklin. You're being compared to Urban Meyer. And even though he ain't won a damn thing, Jim Harbaugh and Nick Saban and Dabo Swinney, your name is starting to be mentioned with elite coaches who have national championship pedigrees. You do not have that. So I think it's time for James Franklin. I'm not saying put him on the hot seat, no. But it's time. It's time to start winning some of these big games. The newborn phase is over with. It's over with now. You're Penn State. You're an elite program. You're expected to compete for national championships now. The sanctions are over with. Joe Paterno, Jerry Sandusky, all that drama and all that mess is all out the door. It's all a thing of the past now. Now it's time to start winning. It's time to start winning football games, James Franklin. But hey, he's a great coach, great dude. But I just think in this day and age where it's time to start winning championships, he got to start winning championships and put his big boy pants on and get the job done. So I'm not counting out Penn State. I'm just saying, Penn State, the spotlight's on you now. That's back-to-back losses to Ohio State. Games you should have won. So we'll see, man. But hey, the spotlight's on you, James Franklin. Step up, bro. But the biggest issue I had with that game, you got 4th and 5, and you run the ball. Now, you got Trace McSorley, who was balling all night, averaging 5 yards a run on the quarterback keep. You could have did that or passed it or did something. Why would you run a off-tackle play when Ohio State, who has one of the best front sevens in the country, is sitting right there waiting for you? So that's another part where I'm saying, hey, man, it's time to start winning these big games. You got to have some guts. A 4th and 5, that is a passing play. That's the time when you put the ball in your Heisman contender's hands. When you say, all right, Trace, we got 4th and 5. This your house, your ball, your call. So that didn't happen. So now we're looking at Penn State like, what the hell? But I have a list right here of teams that need to be on the watch because they're looking really good, but I don't think they're, all the way there yet. I think Notre Dame, I wasn't completely sold on them, and I'm still not, because their 2 biggest wins this year have come in the confines and the comfort of their own home. So we're going to see, they beat Stanford, their longtime rivalry. Stanford's not bad. They did beat Oregon, but I think Oregon was a better team, but that doesn't take away from what Stanford is. But Notre Dame, I'm like, okay, they're looking pretty good. I'm not sold on them yet as a contender or a possible championship contender just yet. I don't think they're better than Georgia. I don't think they're better than Alabama, Ohio State. They did beat Michigan, so they have upper hand on that. So keep an eye on Notre Dame. Keep an eye on the Irish. Looking pretty good this year. Like I said, SEC, Kentucky and Florida, they're both looking dominant right now. I mean, everyone wrote off Florida after Kentucky beat them. But like I said, newsflash, Kentucky's pretty damn good this year. Out of nowhere. And, Florida, that's their only loss. So right now, the SEC East is wide open. And you still got Florida and Georgia. You still got, Kentucky still got to play Georgia. So, so look out for that, October 27th matchup with Florida and Georgia, because that could carry some big weight going forward. Because I think Georgia will beat Kentucky, but I'm not going to completely look past Florida beating Georgia. Because as you all know, the Florida and Georgia game in Jacksonville is a very big event. Very crowded, very packed event, man. I'm talking about it's more fans out here for that game than the Jaguars game. So definitely keep a look on that. So right now, my eyes are fixated on Florida against Georgia. That's the next big game coming up that could decide some things. And of course, Kentucky will play Georgia at some point down the line. And we're going to see what's going on here, man. So we're going to see what's going on in the SEC East. I thought it was a foregone conclusion that Georgia would just run away with it. But Kentucky and Florida, they got other plans, man. And Kentucky looking real legit. Florida is looking real legit. So look out, Bulldogs, man. Look out. And there are, I got West Virginia here. I think West Virginia can ball with anybody. Will Greer, the former Gator quarterback, he's doing his thing there. He's also a Heisman contender, just putting up great numbers. And Daniel Holgerson's offense, man, just dominating, man. So I'm all in with West Virginia, man. They're definitely a threat in the Big 12. You do have Oklahoma, who's looking very dominant, very, out there just doing their thing, man. So, but keep an eye on Will Greer and West Virginia, because they, If it comes down to a shootout with them in Oklahoma, who knows? And that gets me to my next point. These teams that I'm not really sold on right now, but they could change my mind. University of Texas, they're starting to do some things now. And this Saturday, it's the Red River Rivalry. Now, all my college football fans know what that is. That's Texas and Oklahoma. That's all you need to know. Texas, Oklahoma, Cotton Bowl. Done deal. If Texas wins that game, then I'll start to look at them a little different. But right now, I feel like Tom Herman hasn't changed my mind. I don't think Tom Herman has really turned that program into a winner just yet. But if he beats Oklahoma, that could change some things. But he has to prove it. So as of right now, I'm not sold on Texas, but I'm not going to write them off just yet because they could very much go into that Cotton Bowl and beat Oklahoma. It has happened. Hell, Charlie Strong won a game against Oklahoma, and he still lost his job. So I'm not going to put so much on that, but that would be a big win for Tom Herman in going forward and keeping this job and, the overall success of that program. So, but in the meantime, man, I like Michigan. I said my playoff picks were Alabama, Michigan, Miami, and Washington. I still feel confident. Everything's still lined up for those teams to go and get what they want to get. So we go ride this thing to the wheels fall off, baby. All right. NFL headlines, baby. I still believe that the LA Rams are the team to beat right now. That offense is just sick. And I mean, Sean McVay, my man Jordan Holmes from Duval County. What's up, my man? My dog been down for a long time. What's going on, dudes? Thanks for the support, man. Salute to you too, baby. But the Rams are the team to beat. That offense is nasty. Sean McVay, to me, man, this kid, I'm calling the man a kid, like we are almost the same age, but this dude is killing it. I mean, his play calling is at an elite level. The way he uses the talent that he has around Jared Goff. You gotta think, just a couple years ago, everyone was saying Jared Goff is a bust. That it should have been Carson Wentz number one, and Jared Goff is not. He's no good. The dude can't start for anyone. Then in comes Sean McVay, and now Jared Goff is a freaking, wonder kid. And I love it, man. So what he's done for this team offensively and way this team is built, think about it. Sean McVay came in and became the offensive coordinator. The very next move he made was hiring Wade Phillips as his defensive coordinator. Now, Wade Phillips is one of the top 5, top 10 D coordinators of all time. The dude can call some defense. He knows what he's doing. So that was smart. You bring in a proven veteran, a champion on that side of the ball. That way, all you have to do is just focus on offense and getting Todd Gurley the ball and Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods. This team is just loaded. And defensively, yeah, even in the NFL right now where everyone's balling out and putting up 40-point games, the Rams have a defense that can get a stop when it matters. Sue and Donald, Peters. I think Talib will come back from the ankle injury. I don't know for sure yet. But for the most part, this defense, they can get to the quarterback when it really matters. And they showed that against the Vikings when they had to get a stop, and they got one. So they definitely have the talent defense-wise to make things happen. Got a couple injuries. Talib's out right now. My man Mark Barron, Roll Tide, he's out right now. So everybody's, the defense kind of getting things together right now. But look out for the LA Rams, man. They are the team to beat right now. So, well, my Cowboys finally figured out something. We finally got something right. They finally figured out that Zeke Elliott is a bad boy. My man Eddie Brown from Duval County, he said Jaguars over everything. And I did pick the Jaguars to win the AFC and go to a Super Bowl. But I don't think the Jaguars can beat the Rams right now because that offense can score on that defense. But can Blake Bortles win a shootout with that offense? I don't know. And I think the Jacksonville Jaguars defense will hold them to about 28, maybe 30. But can Blake Bortles score about 35 for you? We don't know. We gotta see, man. But the Cowboys actually figured out if we give Zeke the ball, we just might win. And they did. 25 carries, 152 yards, 4 catches, 88 yards, and a touchdown. He caught the pass that set up the game-winning field goal. It was actually a wheel route. So Zeke Elliott, despite what everyone's thinking, can actually catch the ball out of the backfield. Now, I've always said that I feel that Ezekiel Elliott is the best running back in football. Now, what do I mean when I say that? I mean that he's the most valuable running back to his team. No running back in the NFL has more of a burden to carry on their shoulder than Zeke Elliott. Now, Le'Veon's not playing right now, so we'll disregard him. But when Le'Veon is playing, he's got AB. He's got Juju. He had Martavis Bryant last year. He's got a good offensive line. He's got a quarterback that's a champion. You look at Alvin Kamara. As a matter of fact, the guy in front of him is Mark Ingram. You got Michael Thomas. You got Drew Brees. You got Sean Payton. You got an explosive offense around you to make you look good. David Johnson. You got Larry Fitzgerald. You got Carson Palmer. You got an offense that can make you look good. You know, so I'm looking at Zeke Elliott. He has no deep threat. He has no number one receiver. He has no creative offensive genius like Todd Gurley has. Because let's not forget, people, Todd Gurley did not even crack 1,000 yards 2 years ago. In comes Sean McVay, and now Todd Gurley is the best thing since sliced bread. No. Because I feel like if your system is making you better, then no, I'm not going to give you all that. Zeke Elliott has no system. When Zeke Elliott is playing football, no one in the NFL even touches his rushing total. His rookie year, he led the league in rushing by a mile. His second year, he went into his 6-game suspension as the NFL's leading rusher. And he finished last year with the NFL, well, he led the NFL in yards per game despite a 6-game suspension. And so far this year, he's the NFL leading rusher by a mile. He is the most valuable running back in terms of what you need your running back to do. He's the most valuable running back in the NFL. Now, if you want to say Kamara is better, or Gurley is better, or Le'Veon when he gets here is better, you know, or any one of those guys, if you want to say they're better than Ezekiel Elliott, I have no issue with that. But none of those guys are as valuable to their team as Ezekiel Elliott. Plain and simple. But the Cowboys did look good, but there's still some issues. Still missing a deep threat on the outside. That's going to haunt us, man. You know, I feel like passing on Calvin Ridley will forever haunt the Cowboys. Because here you had a chance to go and get Calvin Ridley. If nothing else, Calvin Ridley can take the top off your defense. If nothing else, you have to watch him going over the top. Calvin Ridley will help Zeke Elliott be a much better running back. But right now, the Cowboys have no threat on the outside. Zeke Elliott is running against stacked boxes. Dak Prescott still has not proven to me that he's an elite thrower of the football. You gotta think, his longest touchdown passes in his career have went to running backs. So there is no down the field threat. I'm not sold on Allen Hurns. I'm not sold on Gallup. Cole Beasley is a decent slot receiver, but he's not a number one or number two guy. Terrence Williams is straight trash. Get rid of him, for crying out loud. Just stop wasting your time with him. And the defense is actually pretty good. Now, we could use Earl Thomas. I'll get to him in a minute. But overall, I'm not, and it hurts me to say this, but I don't look at the Dallas Cowboys as a true contender right now. You know, I love my Cowboys, but this is 1K Sports, and I'm not sorry. The Dallas Cowboys right now, unless they're going to make some big old move at the trade deadline, I don't see the Dallas Cowboys competing for a championship right now with the way this roster is set up. It's only so much you can do with Zeke if no one can help him out. So we'll see how that works out, man. But I tell you what is working out. Khalil Mack is killing it. Khalil Mack is making me regret picking Jalen Ramsey as my defensive player of the year. Now, going into this season, I did pick Jalen Ramsey because I feel like with all the bravado, when you got a great defense and you're the best corner in football, you've pretty much set yourself up to be, to be that guy. And I picked Jalen Ramsey. I felt like the guy was going to take a step this year and be an even better player and just be defensive player of the year. But as of right now, he's not having a great year. Not having a great year, getting beat, not really making no plays like that, man. So right now, I think Khalil Mack is the runaway defensive player of the year, man. And I want you all to just look at that. He's in Oakland, and they're considered not so good or whatever, and they trade him to a team that many would say is not that good. But look how Khalil Mack is changing life in Chicago. They are Aaron Rodgers' effervescent performance away from being undefeated. You give Khalil Mack to a defense that's already loaded. You got Raekwon Smith, who everyone said was the most NFL-ready player in this draft at linebacker. You just solidified the most important position in Chicago Bears football for the next 10, 15 years with Raekwon Smith. You got Hakeem Nicks rushing the passer. Leonard Floyd rushing the passer. My man Eddie Jackson getting picks all day long. Roll Tide. You got Dane Trevathan holding it down in the middle, holding it down next to Raekwon Smith. And then you add Khalil Mack. This is a dangerous football team, man. And I tell you what, the Chicago Bears are an offensive makeover away from being just downright scary, because that defense is going to cause some issues for a very long time in this NFL, man. When you got Khalil Mack signed to that big deal, that means you can re-sign Eddie Jackson in a couple of years. Trevathan's locked in. You got Raekwon locked in. I mean, this defense is going to be scary for a long time to come. And that offense, I mean, if they just get something on offense, this team is dangerous. Look out for this team, man. Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I want to address this, and I'm done with y'all, man. Because you guys, the Buccaneers fell for the oldest trick in the book. The Fist Magic trick. He does it all the time. He comes in, throws the ball really good, puts up big numbers, wins you a couple games, gets paid, and then he gets trashed. Ryan Fitzpatrick, and even I thought for a fact, like for a little bit of time there, that he was the better solution going forward. And the reason why that conversation even started is because you have guys like Mike Evans and guys like Deshaun Jackson that are looking their absolute best with Fitzpatrick. And last year, the big question was, can Jameis incorporate Deshaun Jackson in that offense? Can Mike Evans and Jameis Winston go to that next level? And it hasn't happened. So, congrats, Buccaneers fans. Great job. You still suck. And to y'all Buccaneer fans who love taking shots at my Cowboys, understand this. You won a championship in 2002 with arguably one of, if not the greatest collection of talent of Hall of Famers on your defense. You got 5 players on that defense that should be wearing gold jackets by the time they die. Warren Sapp already has one. Derrick Brooks already has one. John Lynch will have one. Rondé Barber should have one. Simeon Rice should be in the conversation for one. And since that championship, the Buccaneers have no playoff wins, no championship appearances, nothing. They are currently in the midst of a 16-year playoff drought. And if you want to compare history, you hold no candle to the Dallas Cowboys. So, for all my Buccaneer fans who love taking shots at the Cowboys, look at yourself in the mirror. You suck too. You're mediocre too. You ain't won a playoff game in a decade and some change, going on 2 decades. Quit beating your chest. It's over. All right? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers suck. They are not good. We all fell for the okie doke. Nice job, Fitzpatrick. Now Jameis is back in the fold again. We'll see how it plays out. But Buccaneer fans, you ain't won no playoff game in 16 years. 16 years. Quit talking and start winning. Well, as you all know, Earl Thomas broke his leg for the 2nd time in his career, which pretty much puts an end to the Seattle Seahawks in the Legion of Boom era. Earl Thomas was the last one left over from that era, him and Bobby Wagner, but Bobby Wagner's going to be there for a few more years. But for the most part, it's over, man. He broke his leg, and as you all saw on TV, he gave, the middle finger to the Seahawks sideline, basically saying, screw you guys, I'm out of here. But I really want everyone to take a step back from themselves and look at this. If you call Le'Veon Bell selfish, what are you calling Earl Thomas today? Because Earl Thomas breaking his leg, do y'all know what that just did to him? Here's the situation. You have Le'Veon Bell who wants a new contract. The team won't give it to him. And he sits out until he gets it. Oh, you selfish, Le'Veon. You selfish. Earl Thomas. He wants a new contract or to be traded, whichever one comes first. The Seahawks couldn't trade him, and they didn't pay him. He shows up anyway, being a good team player, and then 4 games in, he breaks his leg again, costing him a projected $30 million guarantee. So that's $30 million that went down the drain with Earl Thomas' season. So now the Seahawks can't trade him because he's damaged goods, which means that he'll walk away from Seattle for nothing. But then, because you have broken your leg twice, you're finna be 30. Now the market for Earl Thomas looks a little suspect now. But if Jerry Jones is who Jerry Jones says he is, there he is, Jerry. Go get Earl Thomas. There he is, right there for the taking. Go get him next year. But as of right now, Earl Thomas' season is over. The long-term contract that he wanted has been put on hold. So now look at the situation. Earl Thomas is going to be $30 million broker. And Le'Veon Bell will get his money next year. So as you all see, when it comes to the NFL game, it's okay to be selfish when it comes to your money. Le'Veon Bell, I'm pretty sure he's not proud or happy that Earl got hurt. But I tell you what, he's not sitting back. He's sitting back saying, see, that was my point. Earl Thomas breaking his leg just closed Le'Veon's case. Hey, That's what I was trying to tell y'all. And Earl Thomas plays a lesser physical position than Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell is going to get hit 25 times a game, regardless. Earl Thomas may have a collision here or there. And he's out for the year with a broken leg. So let's all just sit back and let's just mind our own damn business. Le'Veon is holding out for a reason, so he does not become Earl Thomas. Because now Earl Thomas went from the best safety in football to damaged goods. He went from a guaranteed $50 million or $40 million guaranteed to about $30 million less. $30 million less that he won't be getting because of this broken leg. Because Earl Thomas showed up and was a team player, then guess what? He's out for the year. He's going to lose money. His career just might be over. Who knows? And Le'Veon Bell is still in perfectly good health. Le'Veon Bell will get paid next year. Once the Pittsburgh Steelers dump him and he walks away for nothing, he'll get paid. Earl Thomas might not. So there you have it. Selfish, unselfish. Sometimes it's okay to be selfish, people. All right, y'all. This is the part of my show that I told y'all I would talk about. This good stuff. All right. Well, as you all know, comedian and I would say legend. Bill Cosby was convicted and sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison for sexual assault. On the one, allegedly he drugged some woman and had sex with her. Now he's doing 3 to 10 right now. I think it's in Pennsylvania. I'm not sure, but I wanted to address it. I mean no disrespect to anyone. As a matter of fact, I want you all to know right now that I don't condone men hurting women, whether it be domestic violence, sexual assault, mental abuse, verbal abuse. I'm not for it. I don't support or condone guys that hit on women and beat on women and stuff like that. I don't condone it at all. I'm not here to defend Bill Cosby, so please do not misunderstand or misinterpret my message. I'm not here to defend Bill Cosby in no capacity whatsoever. I'm also not here to call him a creep or a pervert, because that's not my place. That's not my place. I'm not a perfect person. I've done bad things in my life that I'm not proud of. I've been to the dark side a few times, man. So I'm not here to pile on Bill Cosby with the memes and the jokes and all that. I'm not here for that. That's not my place. I've sinned too. We all have sinned. We've all done bad things. So I'm not here to pile on Bill Cosby. But I'm here to address the things that I noticed from the time this all started happening to where it is now. And that's hypocrisy, false loyalty, and selective activism. And I want to address those right now. Hypocrisy. Our justice system is not right. And we've all known that. You can go way back to Emmett Till, to right now, currently with Trayvon Martin. The justice system is very much biased. And I think the justice system has officially made themselves exactly what we've all called them. Because here you have a situation. And like I said, if Bill Cosby is guilty of what's being said about him, if he is guilty of these crimes, then he's exactly where he needs to be. And I'll leave it at that. But if justice If justice is really the goal here that we're trying to accomplish, then Bill Cosby shouldn't be sitting in that prison by himself. Now, the evidence in this case was that Bill Cosby gave these women quaaludes. Now, anyone that, has relatives or friends or grandparents that grew up in the 60s and around the 70s and all that time, they will tell you just how crazy it was back then with the drugs and the partying. And you have to understand that this was at a time where social media did not exist. So you didn't have a camera in your face every time you did something. So there were a lot of things that went on back then that hasn't come out. And this particular situation, things are coming out after years of things being talked about or being done, and it's all coming out now. So my thing is this. We've always been taught from the time we were kids to the time we're adults now, bad people go to jail. Justice for all. That's how the Pledge of Allegiance ends. Justice for all. So, if we're going to accept all these women coming out and saying that Bill Cosby drugged them and raped them, and we're going to actually make a case out of it, then why is Bill Cosby the only person being prosecuted and being sent to jail? Because, assaulting women sexually is wrong. And Bill Cosby is in jail because of his alleged crimes against these women. But why is Bill O'Reilly a free man? Why is Kavanaugh a free man? Why is Kevin Spacey a free man? Why is Woody Allen a free man? Why is our president Donald Trump a free man? Because the notion is that we're here to protect the women. The Me Too movement, sexual assault, he's a pervert, that's wrong. Okay, fine and good. But make sure you have that same mindset for justice for everyone. Don't just single out Bill Cosby. I feel like Bill Cosby was made an example out of. Now, me personally, my opinion, in my heart, I don't feel like Bill Cosby raped these women. In my heart, I don't feel like he did. I wasn't there. So I'm not going to speak on, should he be innocent or should he be guilty? Because I don't know what happened. And we can all read magazines and stuff all day long. But what I've seen with my own two eyes, the woman that he's doing this time over acknowledged that she took the Quaaludes knowing that he was giving it to her. So there's this notion that he drugged them. Well, there's a video that she's saying she knew what was going on. It was consensual. Folks are saying that he wanted to buy NBC. I know Bill Cosby has money, but he ain't got buying NBC money. So that it's a lot of things being said around about what happened. All I'm focusing on is the obvious things that happened throughout this process. And hypocrisy is one of them. Double standard. Our justice system has officially brought in and basically solidified and confirmed the narrative that they are biased. Because if you're going to do this, if this is what it's going to be like, why is Carolyn Bryant Dunham a free woman? You got to understand something. The murder of Emmett Till was the very unfortunate, very tragic, very disgusting, yet very important start to this whole movement. The catalyst for all of this was this woman's lies. And she's a free woman, even though she came out years later and said, hey, he didn't do what I said he did, I lied. She's a free woman. Emmett Till is dead and he ain't coming back. His family has no justice. Well, hell, if we're going to lock Bill Cosby up, then lock all these people up. Go to the White House right now and arrest Trump. Donald Trump came out of his own mouth and said, I grab women by their vagina. That's sexual assault, right? That's wrong, right? Or is it? Or is it just Bill Cosby? We're going to shame Bill Cosby. We're going to embarrass him. We're going to excuse Trump and Kevin Spacey and Bill O'Reilly and Kavanaugh. We're going to excuse those guys because we don't have the evidence. Or I'm looking at Bill Cosby case. I don't see clear-cut evidence that he's guilty. I see testimonies from women who were allegedly drugged at the time of these attacks. But you're taking their testimony into consideration and conviction of this man. But you have a president, you have a man on camera, on recorded line, admitting, I grab women by the vagina, I sexually assault women. And the precedent that you set in the Bill Cosby case is this. Oh, well, you know, they said he did it. He said he gave them drugs. Well, if that's the case, then lock up Jimi Hendrix. Lock up Ike Turner. Lock up Red Fox, because they was all partying back then. You were going to sit here and tell me and convince me that Bill Cosby was the only person back then who had access to I'm sorry, man. Like, come on. If one person is wrong, then they're all wrong. If sexually assaulting women, drugging women is so wrong, then Bill Cosby should not be the only one with his legacy and reputation stained over this. There's no clear-cut evidence that Bill Cosby did these crimes. That much we all do know. Yes, there are testimonies. Yes, he admitted to giving these women drugs. But to me, something don't smell right. I'm not saying Bill Cosby's innocent, like I said before, and I'll keep reiterating that. In no way am I saying Bill Cosby is completely free from anything. But I'm sure as hell not gonna just sit here and jump on the bandwagon and say, oh yeah, he's guilty because they said he's guilty. No. We have what we have. We have testimonies. We have him admitting that he gave them drugs. He never admitted to sexually assaulting them while I drugged them without them knowing. It's not drugging when they give you the drugs. I remember in college, I went to a party, a Halloween party, and these two girls, now these are two women now, are walking around the party passing out little dime bags of white stuff. Now, at the time, I'm naive. I'm a sophomore, a freshman at the time. I'm not really knowing what the hell's going on out here in the world like that. So I'm looking at the bag, and I say, hey, what is this? And the girl told me it was Smart Tarts. So I opened the bag. I'm finna dive in and get some candy. My homeboy grabs me by the hand and said, Pat, no, that's X. And I'm like, wow, if that's going on here, what the hell's going on at FAMU? Let's quit acting like Bill Cosby was the biggest party animal in that time. You're talking about Hendrix, Turner, Fox, Presley. I mean, a whole list of party animals who did the same thing. What happened to Bill Cosby can easily happen to anyone else. I've been to parties in college where drugs were being passed around. I'm pretty sure a lot of my friends who've been to these promotional club parties and these private parties and these house parties where things were passed out and things happened. If we're going to make Bill Cosby the example, then set the example and everyone pays for that. Send the message that this is just not going to be tolerated by anyone. But no, we're going to single out Bill Cosby. We're going to single him out. And because he didn't have the support of the black community, then Bill Cosby was a sitting duck because he had no support from the white community or the black community, which I'll get into next. But I feel like throughout this process, and I've always been the one that just said, look, let's stop overreacting. Let's just stop thinking that the law or the system is out to only get us. Well, our justice system, the system that is supposed to protect us from the bad people and the perverts and the killers and the thieves and all of that. You're basically saying Bill Cosby is not safe for society, but Donald Trump is, Bill O'Reilly is, Kevin Spacey is, Woody Allen is, Carolyn Bryan Dunham is. They're all free to live, even though there is this thing over their head of them being this perverted, lying person. But Bill Cosby goes to jail. They get to just play around and say, hey, well, these are just allegations. Well, Bill Cosby is allegations. So our justice system has officially opened that door. They've officially, basically with their actions, admitted, hey, we are one-sided. Hey, we are just going to punish who the hell we want to punish. But like I said, if you go lock Bill Cosby up, and like I said earlier, if Bill Cosby is truly guilty of these crimes, then he's where he needs to be. But if justice for all is what you live by, if justice is your job, if that's what you're supposed to do, is provide justice for the victims, then you go and you get justice for Emmett Till's family. You go and you get justice for Kevin Spacey's victims. You go and you get justice for Kavanaugh's victims. You go and you get justice for Trump's victims. Make everybody pay. That way, there is no narrative that you're biased. Be fair. Lock them all up if they're doing it. But don't single out Bill Cosby and then tell me and every other person in the world it's all about justice. Because it's not. It's hypocrisy. It's double standard. It's selective justice. So we'll make an example out of Bill Cosby, and we'll let Donald Trump keep serving the country. Okay, nice job, justice system. Nice job. My man, Emmanuel Cilion, the man with the plane, the man behind 1K Sports. What's going on, man? Checking in from Tally. But I'm a fair guy. And this is 1K Sports. And I'm not going to just let everyone off the hook. Like I said, I noticed a few things during this Bill Cosby trial. This whole thing. I noticed hypocrisy. I noticed false loyalty. And I'm a black man. I'm a proud black man. But I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. Bill Cosby, despite what any black person wants to believe or think about him at this particular moment, he is a legend. His accomplishments speak for themselves. His career was sensational. Bill Cosby is on my black Mount Rushmore. If there was a black Mount Rushmore, Bill Cosby is on it with MLK and Jackie Robinson and Barack Obama. That would be my black Mount Rushmore. MLK, Bill Cosby, Jackie Robinson, and Barack Obama. That's my black Mount Rushmore. Bill Cosby would be on it. But I feel like this, black people, black folks, we, and I say we because we're all one family. And I'm only saying because I love, it's all love, because what I'm about to say. We gotta pick a side, y'all. And I'm not talking about black and white. I'm talking about wrong or right. I'm not saying decide if you're down with black people or if you're down with white people. I'm just saying, pick a side. Are you with wrong or are you with right? Because one thing I notice about us black people, especially in this day and age, we have We pick and choose what we want to get mad about. We pick and choose which black celebrity we want to support or get behind or endorse in their time of trouble or time of need. You know, a lot of black people resent Bill Cosby. Now, why is that? Because Bill Cosby has publicly criticized black parents. Bill Cosby has publicly thrown under the bus, you know, the feelings or the opinions of blacks when it comes to how we're handled by this hypocritical, double-sided justice system that I just talked about. And Bill Cosby has spoken on that. He has said before about parents, you know, do a better job with your kids at home. Be better parents. You know, quit getting in trouble to give the cops a reason to mess with you. Now, this is not Bill Cosby words, but from what he said, this is what I took from what he said. And our problem in the black community, is this. We don't want to hear criticism. We don't want anyone in the black community to tell us what we don't want to hear. We don't want to hear the truth, black people. And stop me when I'm lying. Because that's the issue. If you speak out against black people and you're black, you get called Uncle Tom. You get called the coon. You get memes made of you. You get fun made of you. If you say something that black people don't agree with. Well, guess what, black people? Sometimes we have to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, am I really doing the best I can? Am I really being a great parent? Am I doing the right thing? Am I out here causing trouble? Am I a part of the problem or am I part of the solution? Am I instigating the problem or trying to put an end to it? And Bill Cosby has went off on black people, and we all have our right to not agree with what he said about black people. And if that's the case, if we're just going to say, okay, Bill Cosby is guilty, get him out of here. But come on, black folks, man. Y'all know that's not how we really think. That's not how we really talk about things. We threw Bill Cosby to the wolves because he hurt our feelings, because he don't like us. We feel like Bill Cosby doesn't do a damn thing for the black community, which is a big-ass lie. Any black person that can honestly sit here and tell me that Bill Cosby never did a damn thing for the black community, man, I'll give you all the money I got in my pocket, in my account, that I ever make in my life, man. Yes, Bill Cosby is not a perfect person. Bill Cosby hasn't always said the right thing that we want to hear. But sometimes in life, it's not about what you want to hear. It's what you need to hear. And Bill Cosby, whether it came out wrong or whether it was presented, because a lot of times it's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's how you say it. It's how you come off. It's how you say it. And Bill Cosby has said some things to affect and offend the black community. But instead of us trying to understand what he's saying or try to see where he's coming from, we decide, well, you know what? I don't like what you said. I don't like how it came out. So you're a coon. I don't like you. You're Uncle Tom. And that's our problem in the black community. We don't want to accept coaching. We don't want to accept criticism. We get our ass tore up by our parents and we get mad and go in the room and pout. And I'm guilty of that when I was a kid. But the thing is, as black folks, we don't want to accept the criticism that comes from people. Bill Cosby, I get it, man. He didn't always say the right things. Or it came out wrong. Or whatever the situation may be. But here's the thing I don't get. As black people, we don't like, we just, okay, Bill Cosby is on trial for sexual assault. He ain't never did a damn thing for black people, so y'all can have him. That's a lie. How many kids have went to college because of Bill Cosby? How many black kids have opportunities because of Bill Cosby? How much of his own money has he donated to schools, to Temple, in Philadelphia? Think about it. How much of his money and time has he invested into the black community? A lot. But we turn the cheek on that. We forget about that because we don't like what he said. We don't like how he went on TV and criticized us publicly. But you know what? Maybe that was Bill Cosby's mindset. Hey, if I criticize y'all on camera, maybe your ass will listen to me. Maybe it'll get your attention if I say it on camera. Maybe y'all will listen if I talked about it on camera. And that's our problem. Because Bill Cosby says something we don't like, then he's guilty of raping women. So Bill Cosby raped these women because he didn't have our back? Come on, man. But let me give y'all an example, black people, of just how hypocritical we are. O.J. Simpson. Oh, yeah. O.J. Simpson, I said it. O.J. Simpson publicly, famously, consistently said, I ain't black, I'm O.J. O.J. Simpson not only never gave a damn about black people, he never did a damn thing for black people. O.J. Simpson looked down on us because he is in Hollywood. He's the Heisman Trophy winner from USC. He banging all the white actresses, all the white models, and all the people. Oh my God, oh my God. O.J. Simpson has no community center or football field in his hometown. O.J. Simpson said, I'm not black, I'm O.J. If that doesn't resonate with you, if that's not clear enough for you to understand, he don't give a damn about us. What more do you want? But O.J. ain't black. O.J. ain't black. He's O.J. Until two white dead bodies show up on his hands. Oh, now, brother, you black. Oh, you ain't coming to our country club no more. I don't want you around my white girls no more. You done, homie. You down there with them again. And guess what? O.J. was sent back down to live with us. But the same guy that basically said, I don't give a damn about black people, I'm O.J. He looked down on us. Did Bill Cosby look down on us? No, Bill Cosby actually did things for the black community. Bill Cosby actually put his time and his money into black schools, into black causes, into black projects. Now, O.J. Simpson is on trial for first-degree murder. And Johnny Cochran, to his intellectual brilliance, he decided, O.J., you go win this case because of one thing, because you're a victimized, famous black man. And Johnny Cochran is a damn genius because he took O.J. Simpson's image. He took O.J. from that I'm not black, I'm O.J. guy into a celebrated, sympathetic black figure right in y'all damn face. And we all fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. So now all of a sudden, we on TV saying, free O.J., free O.J., free the juice. The same guy that said, I don't give a damn about you black people. The same guy that came out his mouth and said, I'm not black, I'm O.J. I'm not black, I'm O.J. The hell with y'all. I'm not with y'all. But then a white girl and her white boyfriend are dead on your watch. Now you one of us. Now all of a sudden you black power. They go look at your house. They got black power on the wall. The Heisman's right there. Oh, he's a black man. No, Johnny Cochran spun his image to create confusion, to help him beat this murder case. But we turned our backs on Bill Cosby because he didn't say what we wanted to hear. He didn't kiss our ass enough. He didn't bow down at our feet and go out and publicly defend us. And if you mad about that, then so what? But be mad. If you're mad about that, then are you mad because your mom yelled at you in front of your teacher instead of in the privacy of your own home? No. Sometimes you gotta be told what you don't want to hear when you don't want to hear it, where you don't want to hear it at. It will get your attention. Bill Cosby, yes, he has not always done the right thing and said the right thing. But if you're going to sit here and back OJ, we had OJ's back. Even though we all with too damn size of our brain know he did it. That's one of the top 3 lies black folks always tell. OJ did it, we all get that or whatever. But we had his back, right? Because Johnny Cochran convinced our dumbasses that he cares about us. When we all know he did not. But we sell out Bill Cosby. We just sell Bill Cosby down the freaking drain. Because what? Because he hurt our feelings? Oh, but you know, he's a pervert. We're gonna make all these memes disrespecting Bill Cosby. Oh, Bill Cosby ain't nothing. Oh, forget him. He ain't down for the black people. Nah, he didn't kiss your ass enough, man. The fact of the matter is this. We call Bill Cosby a pervert. Did y'all call Mike Tyson a pervert? Because y'all did know he did time for rape. You know that, right? Oh, but we down with Mike though, right? Because Mike one of us. Mike grew up in the hood. Mike fights a lot. Mike is ghetto rich. Mike is one of us. He's a real black man. So the hell with the fact that some girl says he rapes her. Some black girl says he rapes her. Forget that part, right? Forget the part that a black woman said Mike Tyson rapes her. We had Michael's back. We saying free Mike Tyson. Free Mike Tyson. Free Mike Tyson, even though some black woman said he raped her. Did we call Tupac a pervert? Did we call Tupac a sexual offender? No. But y'all forget, Tupac went to prison for sexual assault and sexual battery. Did y'all forget that? But we still saying free Tupac. We still saying where's Tupac? We had Tupac's back. We had OJ's back. We had Snoop Dogg's back. We had everybody that's black, we had their back. Because they one of us, right? But because Bill Cosby didn't kiss our ass enough, we just said the hell with him. We didn't back him up like we backed up OJ, like we backed up Snoop Dogg, like we backed up Tupac and backed up Mike Tyson. We had their backs 100%. But damn, they just said Bill Cosby did it and y'all gave up. Where was the unity then? Where was the marching and coming together then? Where was the teamwork and unity at that moment? It was non-existent. And that's our problem in the black community. And I don't care who gets offended, that's the truth. We support who we want. We back up who we want. We listen to what we want to listen to. And in this social media age, where it's like, oh, all you gotta do, if you want popularity, go on Facebook right now and say Black Lives Matter. Oh, you will get 100,000 likes. You may not even mean that. You may not even mean it. But just go on there and say Black Lives Matter, and I promise you, you'll get a whole bunch of brand new friends. Just go on Facebook and lie to everyone, and they'll believe every damn thing you say. Come on, black people, man. Pick a side. You either all in for right or wrong. Let's quit making it about black and white black people. Let's quit saying, oh, so you ain't down for me? Oh, you down with them, huh? No, homeboy. I'm down with rights. We saying put Bill Cosby in jail, but free Junebug. Oh, lock Bill Cosby up, but free my homeboy that just robbed an old lady for a purse. Free my homeboy that killed somebody's daughter. Free my homeboy that stole money and sold drugs to kids. Free my homeboy that's handing out bad drugs. Free my homeboy that's a killer. Free my homeboy that's a pervert. Or we'll say free Tyrone, but put Bill Cosby in jail. Pick a side, man. Right is right, wrong is wrong. It's not about black or white. It's about wrong or right. What side are you on? You can't defend Tupac and Mike Tyson and sell out Bill Cosby. You can't do that. You can't have this guy's back and sell this guy out. It don't work like that. And that gets me to my next point about selective activism. That's another thing I noticed. Now, like I said in the beginning of my whole point, look, I love women. My mother was a beautiful black queen. I'm married to a wonderful woman, a wonderful black boss woman. My kids are black. My family is black. I'm a proud black man, and I love the women. I'm not going to sit here and sell y'all some fantasy that I'm some great guy or I'm a great dude. I've been a bad dude in my life, man. I've done some bad things that I'm not proud of, and I pray to God that I pay for it and not my kids. So I'm not sitting here telling y'all something that I wouldn't believe my damn self. At the end of the day, I'm a father. I'm a black father. I'm a black husband. But you know, I'm with the right, not the wrong. If Bill Cosby did it, lock him up. But take everybody with him who did the same thing he did. And black people, we can't say free DJ, free RJ, free Lil Man, but jail Bill Cosby. Like y'all don't know your homeboy did it. Like you don't know your homeboy did kill that person and hide the body. And you just didn't say anything because you ain't trying to go to jail or you ain't trying to die. Let's quit acting like every black person in jail is innocent. And it ain't filled with blacks. At the end of the day, man, like, what do you stand for? What side are you on? And quit making it, are you on the black people's side or the white people's side? No, are you on the right side or the wrong side? I don't care if Bill Cosby was white, black, or Rican or whatever. If the man is innocent, leave him alone. If he's guilty, lock his ass up. And I'm not sitting here telling y'all this as, oh, I'm perfect. No, I've done some screwed up stuff in my life that I am not proud of. I can be a man and admit that. I have not been proud of everything I've done. I've been a part of the problem. I've been a part of the biggest problem. I've been down there at the lowest point, down there in the valley, in the pits of hell. I've been there. And you know you know what, man? I didn't blame the white man. I blame Pat. Because Pat made those choices. We gotta start making, like, what's your choice, man? Are you down with right or wrong? But the problem is, we narrow it down. Oh, no, you either down with the black people or you down with the white people. No, man, I'm down with the right people. It's like, in the black community, man, it's like we fall for any damn thing. Prime example, Colin Kaepernick. Y'all run around here wearing Nike. Oh, support Colin Kaepernick. Oh yeah, Nike dog. Nike, yeah, Nike dog. Did y'all know Nike was gonna drop Colin Kaepernick? Did y'all know that they're gonna drop him like a bad habit until they seen the profit that would come from this controversy? Nike, the same company that signed Kobe Bryant after he was on trial for rape. Y'all think Nike gives a damn about Colin Kaepernick? No, they want the money. They want the profit. They want the billions of dollars that's going to come with signing Colin Kaepernick. They want the millions upon millions of followers and viewers, whether you showing up to Nike to buy some clothes to burn them, or whether you showing up to buy the brand new Jordans. And it's crazy. We sit here and complain, oh my God, they charge too damn much for those Jordans. They charge too damn much for those Penny Hardaways and those LeBron James shoes. Oh my God, Nike dead wrong for that. And what happened? The same thing with OJ. They looked you dead in your face and lied. Y'all think Nike give a damn about Colin Kaepernick in this damn movement? They don't give a damn. They was going to drop him. They was going to drop Colin Kaepernick until Under Armour and Adidas started coming with their money. Oh, y'all finna drop Colin Kaepernick? Okay, we'll sign him up for this. Oh, hell no. Y'all not finna sign Colin Kaepernick and get that controversy on y'all side and make all of our money. Nah, we'll resign Colin Kaepernick. We'll put out some BS commercial saying we down with the black folk, but nah, dog, we want that money. Looked you dead in your face and lied to you. But oh, y'all down with Nike now. Y'all all wearing Nike to support Colin Kaepernick, but you don't know they was gonna drop his ass right before they signed him. Because somebody else wanted him. Yeah, you getting tired of your girlfriend and your nagging ass wife, but when you see, Idris Elba or Tyson Beckford have your wife, oh, you want her back now? Oh, nah, you didn't get my wife, even though I didn't want her 5 minutes ago until I saw the upgrade she was finna get from me. Now I want her back. Wait, and the favorite thing for every black person to say is stay woke. No. I think a lot of us need to take our ass to sleep and think about it. Instead of trying to tell somebody to stay woke, nah, take your ass to sleep and think about it. Ask yourself, what side are you on? Quit telling black folks to stay woke. When all we need to do is have a good night's sleep and ask ourselves a very important question. What side are you on? Right or wrong? Quit making it black and white. Are you right or are you wrong? I'm down with right, dog. Plain and simple, man. Plain and simple. And like I said, this this selective activism, man, I'm down with that. And I feel like, look, the Me Too movement is like, look, women should not be sexually assaulted. It shouldn't happen. You shouldn't do that. That's wrong. And if you do it, you should go to jail for it. I'm all for that. But there also have been cases, example, Charlamagne the God, Brian Banks, where they were falsely accused of rape, and we found out later on that the girl lied. So, like I said, just take a step back, y'all, and ask yourself, what side are you on? Because just like you have all these cases where, the women hide it for so many years and they're so ashamed to say what happened to them, you have just as many cases where the woman lied. And we found out years later that she was lying. After the man went to jail and went to prison, oh, now you lying, now you changed your mind. But this man has already experienced the lowest of the lowest. So, like I said, man, ask yourself this, man. What side are you on? It's quit giving folks the choice of black and white. No, it's not about black and white. Are you wrong or right? Are you down with the right people or the wrong people? Like I said, y'all, this 1K Sports, man, uncut, unbiased, unfiltered, unapologetic. That's my show, man. But like I said, before I leave, what side are you on? Much love, y'all, man. Peace out.